Every now and then, a machine comes along that makes you rethink what performance really means. Not just numbers on paper, but a feeling that grabs your chest and reminds you why people still love the open road. It is that sensation of command, of mechanical purpose fused with raw instinct, the kind of engineering that looks extreme yet hides a surprising layer of control. Some machines are built to impress onlookers, others are designed to dominate their environment and leave everything else in their wake. The one we are exploring today belongs firmly in the second camp, and it signals a turning point in what a modern performance truck can be. Before we get into the roar, the muscle, and the engineering story behind this powerhouse, remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about which truck you want to see covered next. The 2024 Ram TRX enters the scene not as a gentle evolution, but as a statement of purpose. This truck exists because some engineers still believe the limits of physics are meant to be challenged. With the TRX, Ram took what was already a capable pickup platform and amplified every aspect until it became something more akin to a supercar in off-road clothing. At its core lies a 6.2-liter supercharged Hemi V8 that produces over 700 horsepower. That single fact changes the conversation. It redefines how fast a full-size truck can accelerate, how it can leap over dunes, and how it handles punishment without breaking stride. To understand what makes the 2024 Ram TRX significant, we need to start with context. In the last decade, performance trucks became a symbol of both capability and excess. They had to climb mountains, tow massive loads, and still deliver refinement. The TRX builds on that philosophy but refuses to compromise. Ram wanted a truck that could do everything at once: tear across desert terrain, dominate a drag strip, and still carry groceries on a weekday commute. It sounds absurd, yet the TRX manages it through obsessive engineering. Every inch of its frame, suspension, and drivetrain was designed for sustained high-speed stress. The 2024 Ram TRX uses a high-strength steel frame reinforced in key areas to handle the kind of impacts few vehicles ever experience. The suspension travel extends over 13 inches in the front and 14 in the rear, allowing it to land gracefully after airborne moments that would disable ordinary trucks. The Bilstein Black Hawk adaptive shocks continuously adjust to terrain. Whether it is sand, gravel, or uneven asphalt, the TRX feels stable, predictable, and surprisingly composed. Drivers often describe the sensation as a contradiction. Something this big should not corner with that much confidence. Inside, the TRX does not abandon comfort. Ram's designers built an interior that mirrors its aggressive exterior stance but maintains the brand's hallmark of refinement. High-grade leather, metal accents, and a massive 12-inch touchscreen make it feel like a premium SUV. The seats are deeply bolstered yet supportive for long-distance driving. Even the digital cluster feels like a cockpit. You can monitor boost pressure, lap times, and off-road telemetry in real time. Every feature exists to remind you that this is not a work truck repurposed for play. It is a purpose-built performance vehicle that happens to have a bed. Yet the real story behind the 2024 Ram TRX lies in its intent. Ram did not build it just to exist. It built it to challenge an established idea of dominance in the off-road performance category. For years, one rival held that crown. With the TRX, Ram made it clear that brute strength could coexist with precision. The company poured resources into ensuring that no aspect of the truck felt one-dimensional. Even with the weight of a full-size pickup, the acceleration to 60 miles per hour takes just over 4 seconds. That kind of pace turns heads at traffic lights and raises questions about how far truck performance can go. What often surprises new drivers of the 2024 Ram TRX is not just speed, but control. The truck's all-wheel drive system continuously monitors traction and power delivery, ensuring that the immense torque never overwhelms the tires. 8 driving modes tune everything from throttle response to steering feel. In Baja mode, the suspension stiffens slightly, the stability control loosens its grip, and the exhaust note deepens into a mechanical growl that borders on theatrical. Yet switch to comfort mode, and the same truck feels calm, smooth, and almost civilized. It is this split personality that defines the TRX experience. Even at idle, the TRX radiates potential energy. It feels like it could surge forward with minimal provocation. The supercharger whine serves as a constant reminder that this truck lives on a different plane of performance. Ram's decision to keep a large displacement supercharged engine in an era of downsizing and electrification was bold. Many manufacturers have pivoted toward efficiency, but the TRX represents a final celebration of combustion power at its peak. It is a showcase of what happens when engineers are given freedom to chase extremes. Of course, building such a truck comes with challenges. Balancing speed, strength, and safety in a vehicle this large requires advanced materials and careful tuning. The TRX uses a mix of aluminum and steel to control weight while maintaining rigidity. Its cooling systems, oil, transmission, and supercharger, are oversized to handle sustained loads in harsh conditions. Even the air intake system is elevated and sealed to allow water fording up to 32 inches deep. These details show that the TRX is not a toy. It is engineered for endurance under real-world punishment. When enthusiasts talk about the 2024 Ram TRX, they often focus on the headline numbers. But what truly sets it apart is how those numbers translate into sensation. Flooring the throttle does not just create speed, it creates a surge of controlled momentum that feels more like launching than accelerating. The exhaust note carries a mechanical purity that modern engines rarely achieve. At full tilt, the TRX produces a sense of command that few vehicles, regardless of type, can match. It is both exhilarating and strangely reassuring, because the truck always feels like it has more to give. While the TRX is clearly a performance showpiece, it also reflects a deeper cultural trend. American buyers continue to gravitate toward trucks not just as tools but as personal statements. The TRX caters to that sentiment but elevates it into the realm of performance art. It is both everyday utility and aspirational machine, and that duality is what makes it fascinating. Whether parked in a suburban driveway or tearing through desert trails, it commands attention. In the grand arc of automotive history, the 2024 Ram TRX represents more than another high-powered release. It marks a moment in time when the idea of what a truck could be was fully redefined. It asks a question to the entire industry: if a vehicle built to haul and tow can also rival supercars in performance, what other boundaries are waiting to be challenged? As we move deeper into this story, we will examine not just the power of the TRX but the philosophy behind it, the reasons it exists, the engineering breakthroughs it required, and what it tells us about the future of performance vehicles. The deeper look begins next. The 2024 Ram TRX embodies more than just engineering excess. It is a deliberate exercise in mechanical confidence. Ram's decision to create such a truck was not spontaneous. It came from observing how drivers responded to the growing divide between rugged utility and modern refinement. Customers wanted both, and the TRX became the response, a bridge between raw capability and luxury experience. Every component, from the supercharger pulley to the reinforced driveshaft, reflects an obsessive pursuit of balance between chaos and control. To understand the heart of the 2024 Ram TRX, start with its supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi V8. This engine, already legendary in other high-performance applications, transforms completely when tuned for truck duty. The torque curve is nearly flat, usable power is available across the rev range. The engine management system monitors hundreds of parameters every second to ensure precise fuel delivery and spark timing. That precision makes the difference between uncontrollable power and effortless command. The TRX delivers a steady, predictable surge that feels almost electric in its immediacy. Ram engineers built redundancy into every system. Dual air filtration keeps dust and sand from clogging the intake during desert runs. A specialized oiling system ensures constant lubrication even during steep inclines or airborne moments. The transmission, an 8-speed automatic sourced from high-performance sedans, is recalibrated for off-road shock loads. Shifts are immediate yet smooth, giving the truck a level of responsiveness normally reserved for sports coupes. The entire drivetrain was tested under extreme conditions: high heat, deep mud, and extended full throttle sessions, to ensure reliability beyond normal expectations. One of the most remarkable aspects of the 2024 Ram TRX is how it handles terrain diversity. This is not a truck that simply powers through obstacles, it adapts. The electronically controlled transfer case redistributes torque seamlessly, ensuring traction even on surfaces that alternate between loose sand and rock. The suspension system reads inputs hundreds of times per second, altering damping rates to maintain stability. When the terrain changes, the truck responds before the driver has time to adjust. That predictive behavior gives the TRX an uncanny ability to feel lighter than it is. Inside the cabin, technology continues to support performance. The Uconnect interface manages drive modes, telemetry, and navigation with fluid precision. The driver can configure pages that track boost pressure, air-fuel ratio, and G-forces, transforming the dashboard into a live data feed. Ram's designers understood that drivers of the 2024 Ram TRX would not simply want power, they would want proof. Every number displayed reinforces the feeling that this truck is a living system, breathing, adapting, learning. Comfort, too, is a key part of the equation. The TRX rides on adaptive shocks that can soften enough to absorb potholes yet firm up instantly when the driver demands precision. The cabin remains quiet at highway speeds, insulated by layers of acoustic glass and advanced sound deadening. Even the exhaust note, aggressive at wide-open throttle, mellows during cruising. The balance between aggression and refinement keeps fatigue low on long drives and enhances control during demanding sessions. Yet, behind the 2024 Ram TRX lies a broader conversation about what defines power in a changing industry. As regulations tighten and electrification accelerates, vehicles like the TRX become more than transportation, they become statements. They remind the world of an era when combustion power reached its peak form. This truck is not reckless in its design, it is methodical, engineered to demonstrate that efficiency and endurance can coexist with performance. The supercharged V8 may appear defiant, but it is also meticulously calibrated to meet modern standards of reliability and durability. Ram's engineers did not treat the TRX as a novelty project. They integrated lessons from motorsport, aerospace, and heavy-duty applications. Every cooling duct, every aerodynamic contour serves a purpose. Even the hood scoop is functional, channeling cool air directly to the intake manifold. The exhaust routing minimizes back pressure, ensuring optimal engine breathing. Each element adds a measurable contribution to performance. In testing, the TRX endured conditions that would disable typical trucks, prolonged high-speed runs across desert flats, deep mud traction tests, and repeated towing cycles at maximum rated load. Another critical factor is weight distribution. The 2024 Ram TRX manages its mass with a near 55/45 front-to-rear balance. That proportion allows confident turn-in behavior and predictable oversteer when pushed. Off-road, it translates to better stability during uneven landings and smoother articulation over obstacles. The frame geometry was fine-tuned to maintain suspension alignment even under compression, ensuring tire contact remains consistent. These details, often invisible to casual observers, separate engineered performance from marketing promises. Despite its performance focus, the TRX remains practical. The bed is fully functional, the towing capacity exceeds 8,000 pounds, and payload ratings remain competitive. Ram understood that a high-performance truck still needs to fulfill traditional duties. The inclusion of trailer assist systems and adaptive cruise control reinforces this dual identity. Drivers can transition from hauling equipment during the week to tackling sand dunes on the weekend without compromise. In the real world, that versatility is what makes the 2024 Ram TRX more than an experiment. It is not a collector's special or limited production curiosity. It is a fully capable vehicle that happens to be outrageous. And because of that, it raises questions about where performance vehicles go next. Will electrified powertrains deliver the same visceral satisfaction? Can technology replicate the sound and feel of a supercharged V8 under load? Those questions matter because the TRX exists as an answer to them, at least for now. Ram's team approached the TRX project as a technological showcase, but also as a cultural moment. It captures the last pure expression of combustion performance before the shift toward electrification becomes irreversible. Engineers who worked on it often describe it as a final act, not of defiance, but of celebration. A recognition that mechanical performance, when perfected, can coexist with precision and comfort. The 2024 Ram TRX therefore occupies a rare position. It is both a peak and a transition point. It shows what traditional engineering can achieve when pushed to its absolute limit, while hinting at the challenges future trucks will face when electric power replaces fuel. The TRX is not just a product, it is a philosophy, one that values emotion as much as efficiency. It appeals to instinct as much as intellect. For enthusiasts, the TRX represents validation, a proof that the age of performance combustion did not fade quietly. For the broader industry, it represents a reminder that innovation does not always mean abandoning tradition. As we continue this exploration, we move from understanding how the TRX performs to why it matters. The next segment looks at the implications of building such a machine in a world shifting rapidly toward new power sources, and what lessons this supercharged truck might leave behind for the next generation of performance vehicles. The 2024 Ram TRX arrives at a moment of contradiction. On one side, the automotive world moves swiftly toward electrification. On the other, the TRX stands as the most powerful expression of traditional performance engineering ever fitted to a full-size truck. It is not a step backward, but a marker of how far internal combustion has come before it yields to new technology. Every start of that supercharged V8 feels symbolic, as if each roar acknowledges the changing landscape around it. This segment explores what that means for drivers, for the brand, and for the industry at large. When engineers finalized the 2024 Ram TRX, they knew it might be the last of its kind. The challenges of emissions regulations, corporate fuel economy targets, and evolving consumer expectations all pointed towards smaller engines or electric motors. Yet the TRX demonstrates that innovation can take many forms. Instead of shrinking or simplifying, Ram chose to refine. The supercharger is not simply a power device, it is a mechanical amplifier that transforms airflow into immediate torque. That precision shows what combustion can achieve when fully optimized. The sound of the 2024 Ram TRX at full throttle is more than a noise, it is a mechanical symphony of air, fuel, and fire orchestrated by years of experience. It speaks to the human element still embedded in automotive design, the emotional connection between power and purpose. As electric vehicles become more silent and software-driven, machines like the TRX remind us of what feedback feels like. The vibration through the steering wheel, the growl from the exhaust, the sensation of compression and release, these are physical cues that connect driver and machine in real time. Yet beyond emotion, the TRX offers a valuable technical lesson. Its advanced traction systems, adaptive suspension, and predictive torque management foreshadow technologies that will eventually appear in electric performance trucks. Many of the control algorithms developed for the TRX's drivetrain can translate directly to electric torque vectoring systems. In that sense, the TRX serves as a bridge, not a barrier, between generations of performance engineering. What looks like a symbol of the past may actually be shaping the software logic of the future. Another insight from the 2024 Ram TRX story is the growing role of versatility in performance vehicles. In earlier decades, performance meant compromise, speed at the expense of comfort or efficiency. The TRX challenged that assumption. It proved a vehicle can dominate in performance without sacrificing usability. Its adaptive driving modes, plush cabin, and towing capabilities illustrate how engineering can serve multiple identities at once. That lesson carries forward to electric design, where modular systems will need to perform across varied conditions. The TRX set that precedent. From a cultural perspective, the 2024 Ram TRX has become more than a truck. It has become a symbol of engineering confidence at a time when many manufacturers are cautious. It celebrates the idea that power and responsibility can coexist. Its emission systems meet stringent standards, and its fuel efficiency, while not exceptional, reflects meaningful progress compared to older high-output engines. This balance demonstrates that extreme performance does not automatically mean recklessness. It can be achieved through refinement, materials science, and intelligent design. In everyday use, the TRX is as docile as it is dramatic. It can commute quietly through city traffic, relying on its transmission tuning and throttle modulation to maintain smooth control. It can carry passengers in comfort with climate control and digital convenience features rivaling premium SUVs. But the moment conditions open up, it transforms into something rare, a full-size truck that accelerates like a high-end sports car while maintaining composure. This dual nature is what makes the 2024 Ram TRX so compelling. It provides excitement without demanding it. There is also a deeper psychological appeal. Drivers of the TRX often describe a sense of assurance that comes not from speed, but from capability. Knowing that the vehicle beneath them can handle any condition brings calm. It is not about using the full 700+ horsepower, it is about knowing it exists, ready when called upon. That quiet confidence is part of why the TRX resonates beyond enthusiasts. It connects to a universal appreciation for potential. As time moves forward, the legacy of the 2024 Ram TRX will likely be defined by contrast. Future electric trucks will surpass it in torque, possibly in acceleration, and certainly in efficiency. But what they may struggle to replicate is the emotional connection created by mechanical engagement. The TRX belongs to a generation that valued the feel of machinery working under load, the harmony of parts responding to human command. Even in a digital future, that memory will matter. It will influence how performance is programmed, how sound is synthesized, and how feedback is delivered through steering and suspension systems. Ram itself gains more than reputation from the TRX, it gains technical credibility. The knowledge accumulated through this program, structural reinforcement, off-road dynamics, power management, will inform the next wave of vehicles. Whether those vehicles run on fuel or electrons, the lessons remain. The TRX proves that a company can push limits responsibly, that passion and precision can coexist within corporate and regulatory frameworks. Ultimately, the 2024 Ram TRX captures a moment when performance met reflection. It showcases everything traditional engineering can do at full maturity while acknowledging the coming transition. It is not anti-progress, it is a benchmark. As such, it invites a question not just for manufacturers but for drivers. What do we truly value in a performance vehicle? Is it speed alone, or is it the connection, the sound, the tactile experience of power responding to touch? For many, the TRX answers that question simply by existing. It stands as proof that modern performance can still feel authentic, that mechanical excellence still has a place beside software intelligence. As the automotive world continues to evolve, vehicles like the 2024 Ram TRX serve as reminders of the craft behind the code. They remind us that progress is not about forgetting the past, it is about building upon it. In the final part of this story, we will explore the lasting impact of this supercharged titan and what its existence tells us about where driving passion goes next. The 2024 Ram TRX closes its story not as an ending, but as a turning point. In many ways, it is the final roar of a mechanical species refined to its absolute peak. The sound of that supercharged V8 is more than performance, it is history in motion, a closing chapter written in torque and precision. To understand its legacy, we have to step back and see what it accomplished, what it symbolized, and what comes after it. The first measure of the 2024 Ram TRX's impact is its proof of concept. It showed that even within strict modern standards, traditional powertrains could still innovate. The engineers took an engine that was already remarkable and surrounded it with systems so advanced that they pushed the limits of what a full-size truck could physically handle. The result is not only speed and strength, but balance. In every demonstration, from desert testing to road use, the TRX maintained composure under conditions that would challenge smaller, lighter vehicles. That achievement redefines what performance trucks are capable of. Culturally, the TRX represents a celebration of purpose. It reminds people why vehicles are not just transportation devices, but experiences. Every start, every acceleration, every crest over a dune carries the spirit of engineering freedom. The 2024 Ram TRX embodies an age when engineers still designed machines to feel as much as to perform. It stands as a reference point for emotion-driven innovation. Even when electric performance becomes dominant, that emotional standard will remain the bar to meet. Another aspect of its legacy is durability. The 2024 Ram TRX was not built to be delicate or limited to special conditions. It was tested for real-world punishment, heat, cold, altitude, and weight stress. The reinforced frame, adaptive suspension, and advanced electronics turned it into a high-performance system that also lasts. Owners discovered that the TRX could be both a daily driver and an adventure platform. That combination of reliability and excitement will continue to influence future trucks. Economically, vehicles like the 2024 Ram TRX also send messages about consumer demand. It proved that there is still an audience willing to pay for mechanical excellence, for craftsmanship, and for authenticity in a digital world. That demand drives brands to maintain character, even as they evolve toward electrified platforms. The TRX reminds manufacturers that identity matters, that performance is not just a metric, but a feeling that connects brand to driver. When future generations look back, the TRX may be remembered as the pinnacle of combustion-era trucks. It captures everything learned across decades of automotive engineering: efficiency in airflow, balance in chassis design, intelligence in control systems. Yet it also points to what comes next. The next frontier is silent, instant torque, and renewable energy. The bridge between these worlds is built on lessons from vehicles like the TRX: how to deliver emotion through motion, how to turn technology into experience. The 2024 Ram TRX will not fade quietly. It has already carved a reputation in off-road competitions, media reviews, and enthusiast circles. People who drive it often describe not just excitement, but gratitude, a feeling of having witnessed something rare before it changes forever. That sentiment gives the TRX cultural weight beyond horsepower numbers. It becomes part of collective memory, the way muscle cars defined earlier decades. Its influence will echo in design studios and engineering departments. The knowledge from its suspension calibration, drivetrain durability, and thermal management will filter into next-generation vehicles. The lessons learned under the strain of 700 horsepower will help shape the endurance of electric motors and battery systems. In that way, the TRX is not just the end of one story, it is the foundation of another. The future of performance may not sound like the 2024 Ram TRX, but it will carry its spirit. Every electric truck that blends strength with refinement, every performance model that prioritizes connection over statistics, will owe something to what the TRX proved possible. Progress is a continuum, not a replacement. The TRX simply marks the point where mechanical mastery hands the torch to digital innovation. So, what remains after the roar fades? A lesson in ambition. A demonstration that limitations only exist until someone decides to exceed them. The 2024 Ram TRX is proof that even in a world moving toward quiet efficiency, there is still room for passion, power, and purpose. It reminds drivers that the heart of performance is not the fuel it burns, but the feeling it creates. As this story closes, the 2024 Ram TRX stands tall as a monument to a disappearing art, the art of turning fuel and fire into emotion and motion. Its legacy is not defined by time, but by inspiration. For those who experienced it, the TRX will always be more than a truck. It will be a reminder that before engines went silent, they sang. And for the engineers building the next era, it serves as a benchmark of what dedication and imagination can achieve when nothing is held back.